Okay, this is another one where I'm not really sure what my notes meant as such. And technically, I could turn this into a series of things, and I could talk with research and all this kind of thing. But I'm just going to do it on the fly based on, I don't remember what I really meant with the notes, but it's talking about free money. And this idea originally, like when you see success and don't understand enough, you're going to think it's undeserved. And sometimes it is. Sometimes it was somebody who got in the right position at the right time, and they were able to take advantage of the situation, and they happened to be successful with it, and they stuck with it. And you're just there judging a snapshot of time. And you can't understand the circumstances and the effort and the history of a person's success. You just go like, if I make that thing as well, like that, if I clone that, then I will have that success. And that's something that I saw in. Okay, I'm not going to be embarrassed. I actually went and I wondered why adult webcam modeling could bring any kind of success, any kind of income, any kind of interest at all. Like it doesn't. Like porn is professional, and it's better. It's objectively just better in terms of filmmaking. Like you can say you can take some attribute and go, well, it's better. And I think it's I don't care. It is arguable. That's fine. That's not what I'm concerned about. What I was concerned about is how it's possible for individuals who are just fumbling amateurs can find what I perceive as success doing dumb things that anybody could do. Why is that person doing so well, and maybe that person trying to do the same thing not? There's the history and there's the hard work and all this kind of stuff, which is something that I had learned well after the fact. And just to get the adult webcamming out of the way, the reason why there could be any success with the idea of it is the human socialization need to have connection with a thing that is happening now for whatever reason. And so it could just be you're there because of whatever interest, and you see somebody grow, and it takes a little bit of time, and you were there from the beginning, so you end up kind of sticking with it because it's something you are part of. And maybe there's some socialization in there for anything, but in the case of adult webcam modeling, where the regulars are where the money is, where the funding for the longer term, let's call it a career of any particular webcam model that's been there for a while that has some success. It's the regulars that are the sustainable income, and it's because there is a bond that humans have. Whereas while actual professional pornography, even the stuff that feigns at being amateur or really is more sterile than the liveness of the adult webcamming experience. And you could say the same with something like streaming a video game on Twitch. When a person they have the kind of jarring personality that happens to be entertaining to those idiots. But what they're doing is they're dialing the dumb up to 11. They're not cracking jokes. They're not very smart. They don't have a very good presentation. Fine, they got like little. Whenever somebody donates, they have this ta-da thing that happens, and all this other nonsense. But like, that's not like what? How is that worth money? That was the other thing. How could a streaming service like that, isn't that free money? Like what? They just got lucky. And so can't I do the same thing and just get free money. And the same thing is true, like you create content on the internet, and that person, you can tell, like, so for example with this video here, which is unplanned and rambly and whatever, is of a style that perhaps is not successful because the majority of the wallet bearing audience is more interested in refined, planned, scripted content. Different demographic, different target market. I understand that. But one could imagine that, oh, if I just had the video editing skills of that successful person and I just did that thing, and they don't write scripts or act or anything like that, but they sit down and have commentary or whatever. They read some news article and have opinions. Oh yay. That's rare or something like that. So they're not doing anything or adding value or anything like that. Well, why can't I do that? That's free money. Why can't I do that too? And it turns out that I had to go and look and pay attention and have that in mind, and maybe ask some of these people and try to pull out of them, like, what are the numbers? Like you hear stories of that person's a millionaire because however many subscribers, and they get sponsors and all that kind of stuff. And well, how does that work? Why can't I do that? Why doesn't everybody do that? Why are there so few successes? And there really are quite a few successes compared to the bulk of people, even the bulk of people who are trying. The successes are pretty rare. I had that in mind, and I don't think sitting down and thinking about it in the old philosophy sense, you find a log next to a fire, you sit there and you just kind of like think about a topic, and there are circumstances with topics where you can actually get insight doing that. You think on your life experience and what you understand about the world, and you get something from that. But for a topic like the free money thing, that would have led me nowhere, and it took my actually investigating to learn anything about anything. And it is an interesting impact on me and my helping me understand the value of not just sitting there and thinking, not using something like empathy, not using my private intellect, of actually going out in the world. It's almost like somebody says something in conversation and they're an excellent speaker. I'm not going to take something at face value. If I care, and I might not, if I care, I'll go and research the thing and study the thing. And I will be perfectly happy to listen to somebody that I've done enough research that I know they're wrong, but I'll let them present the apologetics for something that they ought to know that they're wrong on. But I'll still listen, and they'll give me some new tools, some new perspectives. It's like listening to somebody that's hyper political or hyper religious, and they have fixed perceptions of the world, and they'll talk in a bunch of quotes and a bunch of broken apologetics, but listening to that can still be valuable, in the same sense that sitting down and wondering about free money is very different than actually going out into the world and reaching for it and paying attention to it. So I've learned that modeling of various kinds isn't free money. I've learned that something like streaming and Twitch and stuff like that, it's not free money. Making videos, making content, having a podcast, not free money. That having a crowdfunding platform, it's just not going to have free money. That there are really unfortunate, aggravating circumstances where a person is probably lying about certain things, but they make thousands of dollars because of some claim of whatever the heck, and some project that they present as being an actual thing that they never worked on in the first place. They just fleeced people for their money. There's a lot of that out there because it's really easy to do from the comfort of your own home. Like, my house burned down, everybody, and I'm making a video in my house. I need your help because flooding damage and moving it. Oh my God, I need to buy a new computer. And reasons. A whole bunch of people are, oh, I'm the biggest fan. I need to help you out. and just for only $1 a day, you can subscribe to it is unfortunate that that stuff is easy, that people get fleeced. But of the stuff that I might be interested in emulating, I'm not interested in emulating the lie of the fleecing from those people. And I'm so opinionated and jaded and whatever from that sort of stuff that I have a hard time. Again, I'm a pretty incredulous person. I have a hard time believing anybody, even when perhaps they're not being dishonest. It's really hard for me to care. And I'm too much of an innocent person that I will still feel, and I won't successfully resist. But so there's that stuff that I wouldn't emulate. Maybe I will in the future, because maybe my house will be burnt down and I'll have to tell people like, I back stuff up in the cloud, but I need to buy new hard drives to actually get at any of it anymore, and it costs me this much a month, and I don't know, and I need to have a home so that I can work, so that I can pay my account, so I can get my data back, so it's not lost all the time, and maybe I'll freak out and I'll have crowdfunding for something, and hopefully the world won't be so jaded, because they've been lied to by all these other people, that people will think that I'm honest and will actually help me, because I am being honest and I do actually need help. Like, maybe that's going to happen. But when I examine something like online videos, content production of some sort, I now have learned that there is a whole lot of work behind that stuff. Not just a whole lot of work, but like founding a small business. These creators, maybe they fumbled into some success because the platform was new, the idea was new. Okay. And life's like that. These were people who were, I want to say something like extroverted enough, but they were in the right place at the right time. Success found them. Got to be jealous about that. But even then, even for people that didn't get that benefit, there are other people who, they had to put in the work. They didn't just have to put in the work. They had to put in the work and learn and grow the connections with other people. And it took potentially years for them to get to where they are, and a lot of work, and 12-hour days, and maintaining multiple social networking accounts, and staying in touch with people. So it's not just, oh, this person made one video a week. It's that person made one video a week, and it took them an afternoon to edit each one, and it took a chunk of time to do the scripting and the acting, and they needed to invest potentially thousands of dollars in equipment, and they were out on social media and talking about it and sharing it and encouraging it, and maybe they live voice chatted and streamed on the side, and you don't see any of that. All you see is this person has 200,000 views on a 10-minute video that looks like a bunch of people kind of fumbling around in a house doing nothing in particular. Like, they don't see the history of work that it took to get to that point, where that's just one of now 2 videos a week, and the other video is this really heavily researched, difficult thing to do. And so I have learned to try to respect more and not think of successes as being gifts that were given, but perhaps they were back then, but in order to be maintained, at some point it had to be the 25-hour days and the huge amount of effort and expertise and maybe collaboration. So I try to see success with a history that I am quite confident is there. Some people luck out. Some people, yeah, an accident of birth, they are like that way. They present that way. They just got lucky because they're first to the punch, or they took advantage of situations, sometimes literally taking advantage, sometimes fleecing and lying and all this kind of stuff. They worked really hard to be unique. something, something, something. Like all that's possible, but I do know that I need to respect the fact that there is actual hard work behind the success of the things that I see. That there really is no free money when there is effort involved.